Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is a fantastic game, and fantastic games often come with lots of different fan theories that often go unexplained by the developers. Although a few fan theories surrounding Ni No Kuni do exist, there are few which have a clear solid basis and can spark a real juicy debate. Hello, I'm Heather at Amalgamingle, and today I want to talk about an interesting fan theory that I have about Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch that will definitely blow your socks off. Please note that there will be huge spoilers in this video, so please revisit when you have finished the game. So, I'll start by summarising the plot to refresh our memories, even though we are all aware of the events that unfold in the game. Following the sudden death of his mother, Oliver travels to an alternate dimension filled with magic and tameable creatures called familiars, which is populated by the soulmates of his own world and is under threat of annihilation at the hands of a powerful wizard called Shadar.
Welcome to Nevermore.
Under the orders of the White Witch and her council, who remain mysterious until the latter portion of the game. Oliver's primary motivation at the start of the game is to save his mother's soulmate in this alternate dimension, which he believes will also save his own mother in his world. That's a very basic overview of the plot, but there's a lot more to the story than that. Anyway, my theory, and stay with me on this, is that it was all in Oliver's mind as a way of coping with his mother's death. The game could be an allegory for mental health and the grieving process. I'm sure that this theory has been posed before in some way or another, but as a huge fan of Ni No Kuni, I played the game a lot and I feel that I can provide more evidence to support this theory. Firstly, the fact that the soulmates of people Oliver knows personally populate this other, arguably imaginary, alternate dimension is extremely convenient. The whole concept of soulmates in this game is questionable. For starters, where is Swain's soulmate in Oliver's world? More on that later. If this is in fact all inside Oliver's head, then it would be more appropriate to refer to these soulmates as amalgams, which is a phenomenon where during the dreaming process our brains piece together aspects of people we know in real life and combines them into a single person in our minds that are somewhat recognisable but can be perceived as strangers. Amalgams are also thought to represent various aspects of our own personalities, which further supports my theory, since the people Oliver helps display specific traits that reflect Oliver's state of mind during this most difficult time in his own life. After Oliver's mum died, Layla comments that Oliver had locked himself in his bedroom for days, and it just so happens that one of the first people Oliver helps is someone else who is also locked in her bedroom, Myrtle. By helping Myrtle, Oliver too faces his own demons and learns exactly what he needed to learn, debatably allowing him to overcome depression and feelings of isolation and move on to the next stage of grief. We see Oliver frequently travel from this world of his own creation back to Motorville, which coincides with significant story developments where he either helps someone else or comes to a personal resolution. It's as if he is snapping back to reality when he comes face to face with powerful emotions. A perfect example of this is his interactions with his best friend Phil.
Ollie. Phil.
Oh, the Emperor!
Your Majesty!
So, who is Swain really? Where's his soulmate? Strangely, we are never shown Swain's soulmate. Why? Is this because Swain does not exist in his own world anymore? Perhaps Swain represents Oliver's father. This is a little bit out there, but worth mentioning because Swain's storyline consists of Swain resolving long festering issues with his own father, and the absence of Oliver's father and Swain's soulmate does create some interesting questions.
Gascon.
Swain's storyline is rather particular. At no point in the game do we travel back to the past or explore a side character's personal life so deeply, and Swain's personal past is conveniently the central focus of a large section of the story. It would make sense that after Oliver's mother died he would want to reflect on his father too.
But I know my own flesh. flesh and blood.
Swain also looks a lot older than Oliver and Esther, so is this entire sequence of Swain's past a distorted memory related to Oliver's father? The theory that Shadar is actually Oliver's dad is a fan theory that exists. However, this has little basis and is easily blown out of the water by the fact that Shadar is supposed to be Oliver's soulmate. I personally don't believe that Shadar is Oliver's father or his soulmate. Shadar does not share any of Oliver's recognisable traits the same way other soulmates do, which make them recognisable in both worlds. If my theory is correct, and Wrath of the White Witch really is an allegory for the grieving process, then it would make sense that the primary evil throughout the game is Shadar, if Shadar is viewed as the Angel of Death. Not only is Shadar cloaked throughout the game and possesses great power, but he even looks deathly like a corpse, and Oliver does not necessarily defeat him. Instead, he ends up understanding him. Oliver only agrees to go on this journey with Mr. Drippy with the prospect of saving his mother. This was his primary motivation, but once he realises that his mother can't be saved and he comes to terms with the reality of the permanence of death, which coincides with Shadar's defeat, Oliver then conjures up a tangible foe who he can save, explaining why the White Witch is absent for most of the game and Shadar is the primary villain. Anyways, that's just a very brief snippet of my theory, and I found it so interesting that I just had to share it and see what other people think. I'm sure at some point in the future I will create a video that goes into much more detail, but for now I just wanted to provide a brief summary. I don't normally get involved in gaming fan theories, but I love Wrath of the White Witch so much, and my theory got me quite excited because it made a few things in the game start to make more sense and a few things in my brain clicked. So let me know what you think. Let's get a real juicy dialogue going in the comments section. I've been Heather at Amalgamingle, and thank you very much for watching.